We always pray for our kids when they go away that they'll be around good people. That if they have to stay with someone, they'll be around good people. I can't thank Lyle and Wanda for taking Jeremy in, not knowing him, not knowing what kind of, kid they were taking in. And I knew he would do well. But with his charisma, the way that Jeremy carries himself, it really speaks a lot of his trials. As they were saying earlier, Jeremy was diagnosed with cancer, and it just, it floored the whole family. But Jeremy was strong through it. My wife was actually with him throughout his chemo and everything, and I was away coaching. And the strength that he had, it really turned his life around. And Jeremy missed his season last year. He had an injury, he was red-shirted. And being able to come up here, I know he started off slow, but I knew the reason that he would start off slow was because he had actually missed a whole year of playing baseball. And then to watch him come around, it just really enlightened me. And as I said, the support that you all showed, not only Jeremy, but all of the players here, no wonder these guys come up here and they want to come back. I mean, I've been up here a couple of days and I want to come back. I'm serious. When I was playing in the Orioles organization, I was in the minor leagues, 1980. And in 77, a bunch of us that had signed together, we went on to the next level. Actually, I got sent back to the same team. Then 1978 was the year that Cal Ripken signed. And the team that we had in 77 and 78, we wound up playing together in 79. Then we wound up playing together in 1980. And in 1980, we won the Southern League Championship. And we were such a close knit that the love and the way everyone carries on here and the interaction that you all have, we had that. And 10 years ago, we had a 20-year reunion, which is unheard of. And there were people that I hadn't seen in 20 years. And I mean, we gathered in the hotel lobby, and everybody was crying every time another couple would walk in, and it was one of the most exciting, but I don't know, everybody just started crying, and the lady at the reception desk, she didn't know any of us. And the next thing you know, she's crying, and she kicks us out of the lobby. She said, I don't know you all, but you all are making me cry too much. Go to another room, because I can't take it. But the thing that has really made this special is that this weekend, we had our 30-year reunion. And I chose to come up here. And I tell you what, I don't regret it 1 minute, because I feel like I've actually found another group of people. I found another team that is as close as the group that we had in 1980. And I really think that you all should take into consideration the significance, as I stated, and the support that you all have poured into the kids here. It's going to be an exciting thing when either Jim or some of the younger kids make it to the major leagues. There's going to be some major leaguers that make it out of here, because the thing that gets it off the ground is the support. I went over to the field today. I saw the field house. I actually walked on I was in the bullpen of the stadium. And I tell you what, all I did was walk around and shook my head, because coming up in the minor leagues, we never had facilities like that. Matter of fact, we couldn't even dream of a facility like that, because there had never been one built. But what they have over at Seaman Stadium and the things that are being built there is because of you all. And you all should really be proud and thankful, because you're going to see baseball take off in this part of Canada. I'm telling you, it's going to take off. And some of these J-Dogs, you watch. No, I actually, when I was younger, I played on a Little League All-Star team. We were the first team to make it out of the state of Kentucky. And we got down in Florida. We were a couple of games from going to the Little League World Series, and unfortunately for us, we ran into a guy like Jeff Duda. And I mean, he just shut us down. And you know, the bad thing about that, I was always an infielder. And they had a third baseman. You know, when you're young, you don't know what's going on. So when I made this all-star team, I'd actually switch leagues. They put me in the outfield. I'd never been a center fielder, but they put me in the outfield. And we're down in Florida, and this team, this guy pitching like Jeff Duda, he's mowing us down. But we had a pitcher that was doing the same thing. He was shutting them down. And he walks somebody in the 6th inning. Guy hits a little ground ball back to him. He picks it up, our pitcher, and he throws it to me in center field. So I pick it up, and I'm going to throw the guy out at third base. I overthrow the third baseman. We lose by 1 run. We're all in the locker room crying. I mean, we are crying. And the Little League coach, you know, we were the first team to make it out of Kentucky. We were in Florida, and I could feel it. He wanted to leave me in Florida. I mean, hey, the guy hated me. He loved me at first until I made that throw. And this guy hated me. And in 1983, this was when I was 12. In 1983, 25 years old. We win the World Series. I go back home. I'm on a radio show, and he calls in. This guy hadn't spoke to me in all those years. He hated me. And so, you know, I told the guy, you know, they'll tell you who's calling in, and most of the time it was my family. And when I heard his name, I shook my head, and the guy next to me said, "Why, who is it?" And so they went into a commercial break, and I told him, I said, "I don't know how this conversation's gonna go, but he said, if it gets bad, cut it off." And he said, "All right, I will." And so when the coach got on, he said, "You know, this is Gil LeMay, you remember me?" I'm like, "Of course." He said, "Well, I just want you to know, you know, when you were 12 years old, you remember?" I said, "Of course. You wanted to leave me in Florida, so now I got a chance to throw something back at him, and I'm letting everybody listen to it." I said, "Yeah, you wanted to leave me in Florida." He said, "Well, I was mad." I said, "Sure, I was too." And he said, "But you know what? Watching you in the '83 World Series," he said, "you made me the proudest coach in the world, and I just want you to know that, because when you were in Little League, I was upset because it was all about winning, and I forgot what it was like being a coach, because I always enjoyed coaching young kids." And he said, "But watching you grow up and to become a professional baseball player changed my whole outlook on life. And I just want to thank you for making it to the major leagues and making me proud." And that's what I want to say to you all. Sometimes there's going to be a sacrifice. Now, if your kids mess up, please don't leave them. You know? Let your kids play the game. Let them enjoy it. Support them. You know, you can probably scream at them like Jeremy said John did. You know, and you know, when my mom, when she used to come to the games, oh my goodness, why does she have to be the loudest person in the world? I don't know. But one thing I love about my mom, and this may be something, I hope you all don't do it. My mom loved watching the game. She's a big sports fan. But if it was cold, if it was raining, she'd always hug us. She'd say, "You know I love you. Have a good game." She wasn't coming. And even when I got in professional baseball, she would come up, when I was with the Dodgers, she would come up to Cincinnati, and she checks the weather like crazy. She said, "T," they call me T. She said, "T, you know I love you." I said, "I know, you're not coming." She said, I said, "I'll have a good game, Mom." All right. But you know, I can't help stressing support. And the most important thing is that when kids are at the young age, as parents, always keep in mind, your children will be good at what they enjoy doing, not what you expect them to do. Don't ever forget the fact. No, you have to treat your kids like